It appears that MSC Cruise Line has no idea what people want from their cruise, as MSC has implemented a $5 charge now going forward for any food that you order over and above your first dish in the main dining room. Oh, and Royal Caribbean is set to close a signature attraction at their private island, Perfect Day, at CoCoCay. Bad news bears. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. I hope you're having a wonderful, fabulous day. Now let's get the cruise news started off. We're talking MSC. Guest sailing recent cruises aboard MSC Seaside have reported being charged $5 for any second entrees that they've had to order in the ship's main dining room. Of course, one of the staples about cruising is being able to go back and double or triple dip at dinner from time to time on board the ship. Yeah, it's a pretty good rhyme, I know, but unfortunately though, it seems like those times are changing for MSC. While most cruise lines will still at least allow you to go back for a second entree for no charge, MSC appears to be testing the waters of $5 per plate beyond plate number 1, and something tells me this is going to be very unpopular with most cruisers who are already pretty upset about the nickel and diming going on across the cruise industry today. It's like these cruise lines have no shame whatsoever. It's very embarrassing. As a matter of fact, just today in one of the Midships Minutes episodes that I hope you caught, I talked about this nickel and diming happening over in the Bahamas, and this will be in addition now to your extra $5 that you have to pay just to have some mediocre main dining room food. I'm not sure that this is going to be all that well received, MSC. And for any other cruise line considering doing this, why don't instead you raise your cruise fares by a few dollars instead of charging a la carte pricing for your mediocre main dining room food? Yeah, Royal Caribbean, you're pretty mediocre these days as well. I don't think you're escaping. Let's be real, there's no mainline cruise operator out there offering 5-star main dining room dinners. And if they were, all of us would be paying that extra $5 for those dinners, but it just doesn't exist. But the point of a cruise is that everything is included. All your bases are covered. If you want the extra stuff, you pay for that separately. You go to a separate restaurant and you get higher quality things like specialty dining. Now remember, Carnival Cruise Line, they were the first offender of this extra main dining room charges. They ripped the Band-Aid off for this surcharge all the way back in November of last year, but Carnival's surcharge only applies to your third entree and beyond. Your first two are still included with your cruise fare. MSC, though, it seems like if you don't even like your first dish, they're going to make you pay for your second dish. And I know that this is going to be the case because, well, cruise lines are cheap. MSC's customer service is notoriously terrible. And Carnival, whose customer service is usually pretty good, tried to pull this crap with some of my group cruisers in Chibang on my group cruise. And, well, let's just say we gave the servers a piece of our mind. The restaurant manager got to come over and get involved because, well, they served crap food. And then they asked for one of my guests to have to pay to replace that food, and heck to the no. But MSC, they're going to play this game. You watch. I just know this is going to be a problem for some of you out there on one of your cruises. But you know, one way that you're not going to run into problems on your next cruise, well, it's by planning ahead of time by shopping in the Midships Amazon store. In there, you can find everything I recommend you take with you on every single cruise. And I recommend it because, well, I take it all with me on all my cruises. It's a great way to directly support my work while getting something amazing in return. Check out the link in the description down below. Let's keep the cruise news rolling. We're heading down to Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas. Perfect Day at CoCoCay. Some of you say key, it's okay. Anyways, there's about to be a closure down at Royal Caribbean's private island as the cruise line has begun reaching out to guests booked on the hot air balloon ride. Yeah, you know that big blow-up balloon that supposedly rises up into the air with people on board? Though every time I'm at CoCoCay, mysteriously, it's not operating, so I don't think the thing actually works or does anything. I don't think it goes up. Well, Royal Caribbean is closing the attraction for maintenance now, offering full refunds to guests who have pre-purchased rides online in the so-called hot air balloon. It sounds like the ride's going to be shut down for potentially several months now. This is, of course, known as the Up, Up, and Away balloon ride, and Royal Caribbean say some routine maintenance must be done to the balloon. Now, details about the routineness of the maintenance, well, we don't know any of those details. We got none of them. Though it's possible the balloon could get upgraded, maybe a new controller for said balloon, new materials, or maybe they're going to actually fix this thing so it can go up, up, and away when it's a little bit windy. I think that's a lot of the problem for it not actually floating every time I'm at CoCoCay. Now, we don't exactly know when Up, Up, and Away will be closed, as Royal Caribbean has yet to release the exact dates, but the closure window at this point looks to be potentially several months long, sometime from mid-August through late October of this year. Tell me your thoughts on this. Have you ever actually ridden this balloon? I think this thing is a myth. It's a fantasy. It's like the whale in Juneau. Do you know about the whale statue in Juneau? I actually learned about this from Pero DJ, D&J. I was watching them while they were at this whale statue that's near the cruise port in Juneau, and supposedly this thing squirts water every once in a while out of its back and around the whale. And for the life of me, all the times I've been to Juneau, I've never seen it happen. Although, this past time, I was there last week, I spent about a half an hour sitting around, walking around the statue, and guess what happened? It actually does squirt water out of its back and all around the whale. But to keep the mystery alive, I chose not to film it, so I guess you're just going to have to believe me, just like I'm going to have to believe you, that this balloon actually goes up in the air at CoCoCay. If you made it this far into today's episode, please make sure you get subscribed to the channel with the bell notification turned on. While you're down there, why don't you hit the big old thumbs up button if you believe me that that whale in Juneau actually does squirt water from its back. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today, and until next time, we'll see ya on the Midships.